you're going to eventually start using AI more. What does that look like? A lot of folks, I think there's probably no one on this call who has written a line of code that hasn't at least seen what impact AI is having on autocomplete. So that's that top left box. It used to be like, here's a function name. And now it's like, here's a function body, right? That's cool. There's a next level though. Why are we in there typing the code? You can go over to the bot. If you have Cursor or Copilot, Junie is the JetBrains one. Databricks is starting to do more of this stuff built into their UI as well. You can just go ask the agent, hey, can you write me a function that does the thing? And then it'll say, okay, I propose this, I propose that, I propose the other thing. It's a good place to start. And you're going to say, yes, I want that line. I want that line. Maybe you're going to nitpick it and be like, no, I don't like that line. Say no. Well, eventually you kind of get used to drinking from that fire hose. And you're like, you know what? I'm tired of reading all this code. It's kind of good. Let's just run it. You only live once anyway, right? So you start minimizing your interaction with the code. You're just like, take it all. And eventually you stop looking at the code. And that's that shift on the right where you're saying, hey, you know what? I'm just going to sit here. We're going to have a conversation about this code. And if I'm wondering what's going on, I'm going to ask the ID. I'm going to be like, hey, Claude, why'd you do that? That's really dumb, right? And you're not sitting there reading every line of code that's going by. Well, eventually what happens is once the code stops being as interesting, the individual lines and changes, you're going to want a different tool. And so you switch to using a CLI agent like Claude Code, Open Code, AMP, Codex CLI, Copilot CLI, Gemini CLI. I mean, there's literally dozens of these things. So there's, they're exploding. There's new ones coming all the time. But the benefit of running it in a CLI is that it can be moved anywhere, and it's really easy to run lots of them. And so you're going to say, hey, I'm waiting on Claude to do something over here. What if I ask Claude to do something else over there? And you're going to find, oh, wow, that actually works. Okay. And what you will soon find if you do that is that then they start to fight with each other. And so then you start saying, okay, how do I stop them from fighting? Well, I need to have separate work trees. I need to have sandboxing. How do I make it so that I can accept with the code? You notice it's running all these commands. There have been people, I will not name names, who have destroyed production databases by having a connection on your laptop and you're just like, yep. Oh, shoot, that was the wrong database. So you don't want that to happen. How do you stop that? Well, you have to sandbox. And so you've got to have a whole new set of tooling you got to bring in. And once you do that, you can get to the point where you have a whole swarm of these agents. Okay, when you have that swarm of agents, you got 10 different windows and they're all working on stuff. What's the problem? Well, shoot, I don't know which one's asking for my input. Like I don't have enough screens to keep track of them all. They're all getting lost. I have to coordinate. And you start thinking about orchestration. Okay, so we'll go to the next slide. This is where we're going. We're going, you're the panda. Right, and the panda sits in front of this whole thing, and he's basically got an agent who's like in this metaphor. This is from this guy Steve Yegi. He wrote the system called Gastown. It's all Mad Max themed. It's totally crazy. Like, and if you read his intro blog post, he says you don't want to use this. He uses some very choice words to describe why it's too early, but you can see where it's going, and this is it. The panda is just sitting there watching the whole thing, and he's saying, hey, do this, do that, let's check this other thing. And then the mayor dispatches these tasks to the various workers, these little, they're polecats there's polecats in crew, which I mean it's all crazy Mad Max stuff. And they're going off doing work, and then they send back messages and they say, hey, I'm done, check this work, check that work. And then the panda says, okay, well, you check the other guy's work. So it's that's the future we're heading to. And there's still a lot of software engineering in place, but it's just not that task-focused stuff that Jensen Huang was talking about. We're talking about problems. What's our purpose? Our purpose is to solve problems. And the tasks of doing that problem solution, we have this new tool that's super, super powerful.